Everybody, we're talking about forgettable standard designer fragrances. These are going to be more feminine. And of course, these are just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own. And I'm not saying that these are bad scents, but they just don't stick out to me to a point where I'm like, oh shit, that's this fragrance. You know what I mean? The first one is Miss Dior. Nice scent. Can't tell you exactly what it smells like. Yes, it has some sweetness, but if you ask me, like, what does it really smell like? Like, is it a vanilla scent? I'm gonna just go on a whim and say there's florals and there's vanilla. And that is usually the common 1-2 punch with a lot of feminine fragrances. It's gonna be floral, vanilla, or it's gonna be really citrusy. And that's probably what I would say about it. It does fall in the floral, sweet type of category, but nothing really special to me. Next is the Original C. Now, that is definitely a compliment getting fragrance. You'll feel good wearing it, but for the life of me, it really fades to the background. I think if you're new to fragrances and you smell that and you're just looking to smell nice, you're not looking for something to make you smell different. You're not looking for something that has like character and personality. You just want a nice scent. The C Original will definitely do that for you. Now, I even feel the same way about C Flora. I believe it's the pink bottle. It smells a little bit more powdery, in my opinion. Kind of similar to like a Gucci, is it Gucci Bloom or Gucci, is it also Gucci Flora? Damn, see, even with that, with Gucci Bloom, I know that's a mature type of fragrance. So that one's not forgettable to me, but in my opinion, that's not a good fragrance. I don't like the smell of it. But yeah, C and C Flora don't really do it for me. Another one is, actually, I'll make a separate video about Jo Malone fragrances and my opinion on them, because I feel like that deserves its own full type of video. But Dolce Gabbana The One, I remember it smelling sexy, but nothing else, like it didn't capture me the way that Good Girl did or C Intense, where I was like, oh my gosh, like with C Intense, that's a blackcurrant vanilla fragrance. Like, this is the type of person I see it on. It's super sexy, very versatile. With The One EDP, or The One, I was just like, okay, this is a date night fragrance. And that was pretty much it. Another one that I'm gonna say, which might be controversial, is pretty much a majority of the Chanel line. Again, just the standard designer Chanel. I'm not talking about any private blends in this video, but with Chanel No. 5, Coco Mademoiselle, Chancel Tundra, even just whatever Chance flankers there are. I remember this specifically, Chance, more of their fresh offering. Like Coco Mademoiselle, some sweetness, Chanel No. 5, their most popular fragrance. But to me, it smells a bit outdated. And honestly speaking, with Chanel in general, when women around me are wearing it, I know that it's Chanel, but it's not that I'm like, oh man, that's a Chanel scent. It's kind of like, it has like the generic type of perfume smell, but I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Whenever I smell a perfume on somebody and like it smells kind of nice, but I'm just not into it, I know for a fact that it's a Chanel, and 100% of the time I am right. So Chanel is very popular in Southern California. So many people love to wear it. But yeah, for me, it's just, I guess saying that it's forgettable, because to me it kind of like, I just know that they're fresh, but I cannot tell you, well, with Chanel Chance, right? I could tell you that it's fresh right now, but I cannot break down what type of freshness that it is. With Coco Mademoiselle, I do know that there is a little bit of a chocolatey feel to it, but I cannot remember what that fragrance really smells like. Like when people pass by me wearing it, I'm not like, that's Coco Mademoiselle. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, there's so many scents that have that type of DNA that the only reason I'm able to separate it from other fragrances is because it has that sort of, like, there's something about Chanel fragrances, something about their DNA that kind of puts me off. So whenever like a perfume, when I smell it on somebody, like puts me off for some reason, and I don't know why, I know that it's a Chanel. So for me, not really the biggest fan of Chanel's, but I do kind of find their fragrances a bit forgettable. They definitely don't really stand out to me. Another one, you know, I think what is Protolifem. Okay, Protolifem does the job. It's a soapy fragrance, but it doesn't scratch the itch the same way the masculine one does. And the thing is, I have told people before, if they're looking for a soapy type of fragrance, I remember on TikTok specifically, they're like, I'm looking for a bad bitch CEO type of fragrance. And I'm like, Prada L'Homme. And they're like, wait, but it's saying it's for men, it's saying it's all that. This smells like luxurious fabric softener. And it literally is a bad bitch CEO type of fragrance. This is a heavy iris note type of fragrance. So iris is this floral, which is kind of what makes it, like when you think of iris, you're like, what? That's dominant in a masculine fragrance, but this is just super rich CEO vibes in a bottle right here. And definitely give it a try on yourself to see if you like it. But if you're like suited up, you're in like business formal type of attire and you're wearing this, I don't care if you're the most feminine person and this is a masculine fragrance, I think it's gonna smell fantastic on you. And it definitely adds that oomph. It definitely does. With the feminine one, it kind of lacks, it kind of falls flat in my honest opinion. Now, another one I'm gonna say is Voce Viva. I remember that's kind of powdery. Born in Roma by Valentino. Not really a fan of those fragrances, and it's mainly just because nothing about them is very gripping to me. I honestly, if I smelled Born in Roma and Voce Viva side by side, they're not exactly that similar. I do remember that they smell a bit different, but I'm just not, like, I can't tell you, you know, they just don't have that it factor about them to me. And those are two very popular feminine fragrances I am always asked about from the ladies that watch my channels on all my social media platforms. They're like, Voce Viva, Born in Roma, what do you think of these? And the answer is always the same. And I've tried these several times on myself. I've smelled them on other girls, but it just doesn't, like, it's just very kind of generic smelling to me, you know? And I just, like, when I smell it now, I'm not even like, oh yeah, that's Born in Roma, that's Voce Viva. It's just, it smells like every other perfume, in my opinion. And I'm also gonna shout out Good Girl Legere. I've smelled it once, and I think in that moment I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to really remember it, because I'm struggling right now to tell you. I think that it's definitely a sweeter fragrance, but the original Good Girl still has my heart. I like Very Good Girl also, but performance, so. Anyways, let me know which fragrances are forgettable in your opinion that are just standard designer feminine scents, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.